Okay, hi. So today is still Friday, September the 10th, and this is journal entry number 5. I was journaling a little while ago and took a break just kind of to collect my thoughts. And I think it's really important that I want to be able to share completely that, while I was walking through all of this with my mom, you know, I was beyond hurt. I was beyond broken. I was angry. I would shower and I remember clearly, I would just, beat my fist against the wall in the shower and I would just sob and be like, why mom? Like, God, why her? She lived for her children. She lived for her grandchildren. She loved people. She loved strangers. She never met a stranger, which kind of drove me cuckoo, most of the time. But why her? I mean, if anyone knew my mom, even though she drove me crazy sometimes, we were extremely close. We did almost everything together all the time. And especially since, she had prayed for the longest time for me, and she had told me in my early 30s, God showed me you're going to have a little girl. And I was like, okay, great, Mom. Well, thanks. I'm not ready for that right now. And sure enough, thank God, he brought the right man in my life, and we had our daughter, and I was 40, and Mom and I and our daughter, we did everything together. I mean, there was literally, y'all, we were all the time together, lunchtime, and she was our built-in babysitter when we moved back to Texas from Colorado. And so my heart was grieved beyond, because she's only going to have this amount of time for the granddaughter that she prayed for and that you showed her she was going to have. So I was angry and I was frustrated and I had so many questions. Why? It just didn't seem right. And so I think I think it's really, really important for me to say, because we all go through things in our life like, well, why did this happen? And why did that happen? And we don't know why. And so I just want to share this song real quickly in this entry point. So there was a lot of hospitalizations with the treatments, between the craniotomies, having reactions, the scans. I mean, it was weekly in and out of St. Luke's or in and out of the radiology department, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so, that's just part of the gig, right? And this song was always on. It's a Christian country song, but everywhere I looked, like, this song kept appearing, and it ended up being like, it just resonated with me. I was supposed to hear this song all the time, and I have it here. I pulled the lyrics up, but it was like the St. Luke's was my second home. It's like I might as well have a name on my parking spot right there, So I get my daughter to school, get over to St. Luke's, and find a parking spot, spend time in the parking lot crying most of the time, pulling myself together or breathing deep, going, okay, making the long walk down the corridors, getting in the elevator, walking down the hallway, getting to her room, and in just the reality of what was going on, right? So this song was on all the time, and I think that it's important to share, like, it's okay to be angry, and it's okay not to be okay, and and to hurt and grieve. And so many people, it's sometimes people just, they don't want to say that, or they just don't want to, I don't know. It's being vulnerable, I guess, but at the same time, it's very important, because nobody's meant to go through this life alone at all. And so anyway, here's this song I wanted to share. I think I can get through it without breaking up here, but it's called Thy Will. And so this is the why. This song was always on for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks in my face all the time. So I don't know why she wrote it. It could have been like a boyfriend or a breakup or something, but it resonated with me. So I'm just going to share it right now. So it says, I'm so confused. I know I heard you loud and clear. So I followed through. Somehow I ended up here. I don't want to think. I may never understand that my broken heart is a part of your plan. When I try to pray, all I got is hurt in these 4 words. Thy will be done. Thy will be done. Thy will be done. I know you're good, but this don't feel good right now. And I know you think of things I could never think about. It's hard to count it all joy, distracted by the noise, just trying to make sense of all your promises. Sometimes I got to stop and remember that you are God and I'm not. So, thy will be done. I don't know if y'all know it goes, thy will be done. Thy will. Anyway, it's really good. And it says, like a child on my knees, all that comes to me, thy will be done. I know you see me. I know you hear me, Lord. Your plans are for me. Goodness you have in store. I know you hear me. I know you see me. Goodness you have in store, thy will be done. And I was never angry at God. I was angry at the situation. I was broken at the situation. I had questions, but see, my walk with God is extremely intense. I have a very personal walk with God. How he found me, rescued me, walked in my life, performed all kinds of interventions and miracles. I shouldn't actually be here today, living and breathing and happily married with a child. That's for another time. So I was never angry at God. I was angry at the situation. And why? Why her? Mom lived for her children. She lived for her grandchildren. She was happy. She was charismatic. She could, she played classical piano like nobody's business. She was a pianist. She was super talented. She could crochet. She would spend hours crocheting on end, making beanies for strangers, because at wintertime, if people's heads were cold, she would like literally just hand out beanies for people. And so I just want to be able to have a little segment of my journal entries where I share completely that, I beat my fist against the wall. I cried a lot. I didn't understand. And then this song always came on like, thy will. And so I right now, why I'm journaling right now and sharing all of this is the why. Like I shared earlier, the healing was not going to come from Mom. The healing was not, or the healing of the tumor, I say, thy will was because she was a light wherever she went. She was a light all over St. Luke's. I had staff tell me they've never seen anybody come out of anesthesia, much less craniotomies, singing praise songs. And she's like, well, what am I going to do? Of course, I'm going to praise my Lord. He's my Father. Like, are you kidding me? This is the kind of person my mom is. And so, her legacy and her story was, it was God's will. But look at what we can do now. We can share her light, her joy, in the midst of her cancer, her battle, her walk, to share the light and to share the joy in her journey with you. Like I know what I'm supposed to be doing. And so I just wanted to share the nugget of that. I asked all those questions. I don't want to sit here and pretend like, E had it all together. Not. Train wreck, emotional wreck all the time. Even if I didn't show it, I was broken. But I never, ever, I just want to say, like, please don't ever blame God. Like, bad things happen. Things happen. We just live in a fallen, broken world. But that doesn't mean that God is not good. And that does not mean that he is not faithful, because I can't wait to share like the rest of the awesome, awesome stuff that happened with Mom. And then especially last week of her life was incredible. and I'll get to that. But anyway, so this is just a quick little journal entry, 10-minute here. But most of all, please, please know that God is for you. And may he bless you. And may his face shine down upon you in graciousness and peace. And may he go before you and behind you and stay beside you. Okay? And that ultimately is my heart's wish. This is ultimately the legacy I want to leave as a human, as my mom's daughter, as my husband's wife, and as a mother. Like, I need for everyone to know in the midst, he is still God. There is a plan. You can't always figure it out. We don't always understand. But we know that ultimately the blessings will come from it. So if you need a big hug today, I'm sending a big, big hug your way. And thank you very much. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and keep following me as I just continue on sharing and journaling. I will continue with all of 2018 into 2019. Just go from there. All right. So thank you. God bless. Bye.